So, Crocky, how's that whole Scientology thing working out for you?
Not so well, actually. I just can't grasp the whole concept of spirits living in my rectum.
Yeah, good point.
Welcome back to the show. I'm joined here with my abortion experts, Eric Wilcox and Adam McIntosh over here. A new bill is being passed here in Oregon, ballot measure 43. It's requiring parents have notification before their child can have an abortion. This is, of course, creating an uproar between the pro-life community and the pro-abortion community. I refuse to call them pro-choice. Be what you are. We'll start over here with Mr. Adam. Adam, I have a problem with this for two reasons. Your kid is you're legally responsible for your kid until you're 18 years old. They can't have any kind of major surgery without your permission. How can we sit here and say that they're allowed to have an abortion without the permission?
I have no clue. I do not understand where they're drawing these lines that a kid can have one type of major surgery because the left likes it.
Yes.
But they can't have other types because, the left doesn't like it.
Right. Well, yeah. Is this just purely the politics of abortion?
Yes, because, there are tattoo parlors out there that won't let, people under 18 get tattoos. And that is a small needle into the arm kind of a procedure.
Right.
And we're talking major surgery for an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to have your parents' permission to get a piercing.
Yeah.
To get a pierced ear now.
So is this politically motivated? Absolutely.
Absolutely. My problem with this, and once again, this is three men talking about this, but I guess it's my cynical nature. By having this law, what you're basically saying is that, okay, kids are having sex behind their parents' backs. Kids aren't supposed to be doing this. Kids are having a bad, mistrusted relationship with your parents. Let's just make this go away. I mean, how can this law be anything but...
Actually, that's what's going on now. The law is actually trying to change that and go to the other way.
Right. But how is it, this basically law is saying, and we sit and we talk, we get all moralistic all the time. But this law is basically saying it, okay? Kids are having sex, parents don't agree with it, how can we lie and manipulate them behind their back? My theory is this. Let's do it this way and tell me what you think of this. Let's say that a person can have an unconsented abortion with their parents, or, without their parents' knowledge. Shouldn't at least then, if that happened, legally, the parent should be absolved of all responsibility of the child after such a decision is made?
If you're going to do something like that, yeah.
Yeah. If you're saying that this child is old enough to make this decision, shouldn't every other decision be retroactive? Shouldn't they be old enough to drink? Shouldn't they be old enough to do all this other stuff then? Shouldn't they be old enough to do all these things that we set these sort of absurd laws over? Once they make that decision at 15 that they can terminate their life at that point in time, shouldn't that then just be the guideline?
I would, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
That would seem, to a lot of people to be, the next logical step. Well, if they're going to be so adult about this decision, let's let them be so adult about that decision. Well, they're not.
Right.
Just because they're getting an abortion at age 15 doesn't make that the right decision, because obviously they really haven't thought all that much about it. Or at least I would assume, having absolutely no frame of reference.
Right.
They really haven't given a whole lot of thought about this, or maybe they have and they are dead set on getting the abortion. Then, it would seem that would be the next logical step. But at the same time, you got to remember these are still kids.
They're still kids, and the big thing about this is that the abortion laws have always. I'm not saying this on a pro-life or a pro-choice matter. Pro-life, but I actually don't believe that making abortion illegal is going to be effective, so I'm not necessarily for that. But I will say the biggest thing is that most abortion laws have been illogical to the rest of the laws we've had. We've really forced this rule in. So, Adam, with that in mind, that the law doesn't necessarily have to make sense. Do you think that this new law is going to get passed, or do you think we're going to stay with the status quo?
I think that they are going to go to parental consent.
You think so?
I think enough voters in Oregon will go that way. But it's hard to tell because this is a very, very...
This is Oregon.
This is Oregon. You can never tell.
It's true. Alrighty, we'll be back in a second for more Tales from the Anti-Man.